Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. Now today we're doing the first full video with the XJ. Super excited to start working on this thing. It's been sitting for almost 2 weeks now because I've just been working, trying to get everything that I need to do, all the projects I need to do with it. Now what we're going to be doing today is a full oil change, and I'm going to be teaching you the correct way of how to do an oil flush. Also known as an engine flush, this is what you're going to need. So this is, I'm going to pronounce this so wrong, Laquai Moly. It is the Pro Line, and Pro Line basically means that it's just for like professional use, but we are 100% professionals. So basically, what an engine flush does is, this is just a can of detergent really. It goes into the oil, you circulate it through the system, the detergent picks up all the dirt and grime and everything, and then it traps it in the oil filter down there. And then you have nice clean oil in. You're supposed to drain that out and then put the new oil in. But we're going to be doing it a different way just because the oil in this thing is absolutely disgusting. So I don't know if you could tell. You'll see it when we take the oil out, but the oil in this thing is completely pitch black. I don't know the last time this thing has had its oil changed. I don't know when the last time this thing was even on the road. I have no knowledge of the prior owner or what they did with it. So that's why we are going to be doing the flush today. So first things first, pretty simple. We're just going to be jacking the Jeep up. Now, in all honesty, we don't even really need to fully jack this thing up or jack it up at all because it has enough ground clearance to where you can comfortably get under it and get to the oil pan. So before we get any further into this video, I just want to show you basically all the tools and stuff that I'm going to be using. I have my 1/2 inch impact here with my 10mm. And then I have my new drain plug because I wanted to change the grommet or rubber piece on it, along with my engine flush, which you can get at any part store. I got that off of Amazon. Some sort of thing to drain into, along with your cheap oil, your brand new expensive oil, and then your oil filter. So that's everything. I will show you when and why you're going to be using each of those things when we get to it. But I think I just realized that this isn't a 10, so I have to figure out what it is. Alright, so it ended up being a 17. My Passat is a 10, so that's why I thought it was a 10. But we're going to go and take the old drain plug out. So we need to slide this under. Alright guys, so because nothing could ever go easy for me, the drain bolt decided to strip, so I need to go out and get me a 12-point socket set now. So we're going to run out to AutoZone and then come back and try and get this damn drain plug off so that we can finish the simplest task at hand of an oil change. Alright, so we just left Harbor Freight. I ended up getting what I needed to. 1/2 inch 7-piece spline socket set. Hopefully that will get the drain bolt off. I ended up going to Harbor Freight. I was going to go to AutoZone. I didn't know if I mentioned if I was going to go to AutoZone, but I was going to go to AutoZone at first because I know that they definitely have them, but then I looked it up online and these were like $20 cheaper, so we're going to see if these are any good. If not, I'll let you guys know so you guys don't have to go through that. But yeah, so let's get back to the Jeep, try to get this thing off, try to get this project done. Throw you guys back on when we get there. Alright, so we're back at the Jeep. I got my impact, my 1/2 inch extension, and now I just need to get the 17 off. And basically I just wanted to show you real quick, if you don't know what a spline socket is, also known as a 12-point socket, is a normal socket. So it's a 17-inch socket or millimeter socket, and it has these little teeth in it. See if I can focus in on them, and they kind of just grip onto the bolt a little bit better if it's like rounded off, rusted, stripped, and it really helps with old rusty vehicles like this. So I've been meaning to get some of these. I'm going to see how good these are. If they're not that good, probably going to return them and go and get the ones from AutoZone. It is about to rain, so we do need to hurry up. This should not take that long. The longest part of it is letting it idle for 10 minutes with the flush, and then the rest of it is pretty simple. Okay, so I finally got, see this will focus, I finally got the everything loose. It only took about an hour. And yeah, there we go. So you can see just how disgusting this oil is. Let's see if I can shine the light through it. Okay, you can just see how black this oil is, how absolutely gross it is. So I'm pretty sure that this shit has not been changed in the longest time. So as of right now, we're just gonna let that drain. I got it all over the place. I've never once not gotten oil all over the place in the like 20 times that I've changed oil. So yeah, we're just gonna let all that drain out. Probably should have made this more. Okay, so while we're waiting for the last of this to drain out, I'm kind of going to just go about explaining the whole process of what we are going to be doing. So I've got 2 things of oil, a thing of engine flush, and a filter. So what we're going to be doing is, once that's fully drained, we are going to be putting the old drain plug back in, filling it with this. This is super cheap. You want to get some of like the cheapest oil you can get. I got this for free. And you're going to be putting that in along with your engine flush. Then you are going to start the engine, let it run for about 10 minutes. You can go drive it around. This isn't on the road yet, so I can't do that. So I'm just going to let it idle for 10 minutes. And then once those 10 minutes are up, you are going to drain all of that out, put the new oil in along with the new filter, and that's really it. It should be a super simple project. It's just a little bit harder for me because this thing's old and rusty and I do not have a proper lift. So it's almost done draining. I don't know if you could see, but I'll throw you guys back on when it's done. Alright, so I got the new drain plug, or the old drain plug, back in. I think you can kind of see it behind the pipe right there. You can see how disgusting this oil is. So that's why we're flushing it and why we're fully changing it. I got it all over the side of this thing. Doesn't really matter that much, but you know. I was supposed to open that before use, apparently. Oops. But yeah, it doesn't really matter too much. We have all of the old oil in it. We are now going to be putting the cheap stuff in. So we're just gonna lower the Jeep real quick. I'm going to proceed to pop the hood. Then going to locate where the oil cap is, which was right here. And then every mechanic will tell you to put it right here by your latch so you don't accidentally close it without putting the the cap back on, because it'll obviously spray everywhere. But then we just need to get our cheap oil and our flush and a funnel. Then you are just going to dump in the oil without spilling it everywhere. I'm trying to do this with one hand. This is very difficult. It's making a bunch of gurgling noises. But yeah, then this is garbage. And then you're going to come to the oil flush, and there is a pull thing, but of course mine broke. So I am just going to take a screwdriver to it because I don't really care. Once you got your cap off your flush, you're just going to add the flush end. Just like I said, all it is detergent to help clean up the engine a bit. And once more, don't need that. Don't need the funnel anymore. Going to be putting the cap back on. And then we're going to start it. Alright, so the keys are actually inside, so we're gonna go inside real quick and try and find the keys. But if you hear any barking, just wanted to let you know. It's coming from this little gremlin. What do you want? What do you want? She hates me. Why do you hate me? Alright, so now we are just going to start it. And we're going to start a timer for 10 minutes. I will see you guys back in 10 minutes. Now a little bit of quick talk while we're waiting for it to idle. I did do a little bit of work off camera to the Jeep. It was just small stuff that I thought was boring. I took the brackets for the fender flares off. Along with the fender flares, I had to grind them off because the bolts were so rusted that I just couldn't get them off like that. So I had to grind them all off. It took a while. I also primed a lot of the rust spots. I sanded them, primed them so they don't get any worse before we fully paint the Jeep, because we are going to be fully painting the Jeep. You could just see all the way around. It's just a little bit of work. The front fender, as you can tell, is completely gone. Doesn't matter, we're getting new ones. And it needs a whole new rear fender, so that's going to be a whole nother video. But yeah, I will throw you guys back on once it is done idling for 10 minutes, and then we'll put the new oil in. Okay, so it has been about 10 minutes. Yeah, 11 minutes. So we can now turn the Jeep off. Stop this and jack the car back up, take the now old oil out, and put the new stuff in. Now I am very curious to see how dirty this stuff looks, being that it was supposed to trap it all in the filter. Never used this stuff before, so just kind of interested to see how it works. There we go. And as you can see, that brand new oil is already disgusting again. So it looks like it did its job pretty well, hopefully. We're just gonna let this drain now, and then we can put the new stuff in. Alright, so while we were waiting for it to fully drain, I took the old oil filter out. You can see I spilled some oil down there. Took the old one out. It is now in the bucket down there. But this is our new one. It is a Fram Extra Guard. So basically, if you've never done an oil filter before, pretty simple. Get some oil, rub it around on it, and then we just screw it back on. And then now you can see that I have the nice bright new orange oil filter down there. Those you only have to hand screw on. They're super hard to get off if you torque the hell out of them. I don't even have the right bits or tools to torque it on. What I used was a Craftsman pair of oil filter wrench to get it off, and then I just hand screwed it on. And now we're just going to cap this up so it doesn't spill. We can put the new drain plug back on, which I have right here. And once you do an oil change, you usually should change the drain plug, just because the bolt is usually fine, but it's the little rubber washer on it that you want to worry about. So it is still dripping a little. I'm gonna wait till it's fully out, put the new one in, and then put the new oil in. And just like that, you could see the new drain plug is on. The nice orange, I just realized my drain plug and my oil filter actually match, which is pretty cool. So without further ado, we are going to be putting the new oil in. It's the same as putting the other oil in. What I did before was I got a screwdriver and I hammered it, but I can't hammer it with the camera in my hand. And just like before, we're going to put the new oil in. can't do this with two hands. This one's too heavy because it's full. Oh, this one has a nice handle on the side, so maybe I can. There we go. And we're just going to fill it. And then once it is empty, you can get out of here, get this out of here, and then put your cap back on and check the oil, and it is no longer black, which is very nice. So we're gonna start it up, see how it sounds, and probably end the video off right there because it is so freaking hot out right now. This took way longer than I wanted it to, just because I lost my keys. This took way longer than I wanted it to, just because of that drain bolt, and I had to run out real quick. But let's see. Yeah. And there goes our oil pressure. And everything seems to be perfectly fine. Until it's not leaking. Yeah, no, we're good. I think these are a-okay. I still check the oil filter. Good down there. And then I was having a problem where it was smoking white out of the tailpipe. I thought it might have been a blown head gasket, but I also thought it could have been just because the oil was so old in it, it was just burning it. So I think that fixed that because it's not smoking right now. I still want to change the head gasket just in case. That's probably going to be the next video. I'm not too sure. I want to change the head gasket, paint the valve cover, and then we're also going to be doing spark plugs and coil packs. So more maintenance videos to come. But that is going to be it for the first video of the XJ on the channel. Totally unorganized, totally my style. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.